What's up, witches? This is Nine the Hermit. We are continuing connecting with the tarot by coloring the tarot cards in the tarot coloring book by Theresa, by reading about it in The Ultimate Guide to the Rider-Waite, and by reading about it in the 78 Degrees of Wisdom by Pollack. So if you enjoy learning about the tarot, press a like or comment under this video and subscribe. Now, last week we were doing the Two of Swords, and this week we are doing the Three of Swords. Quite a hard card to look at, right? So here it is. Relatively easy to color, not many colors present, quite gray. And pretty much this card, as this book says, it does not show any human, but it shows a heart. So let's take a look at some of the keywords from the tarot coloring book. Sorrow, pain, and hurt. A relationship comes to a painful conclusion. Divorce, accepting the wound, is the first step towards healing. Let's take a look at our book of symbols for the Three of Swords. Here it is. Some of the summary. The three swords stab through the heart. What can this mean other than pain, harm, sorrow? The interface. The heart meets up with the weapons of the intellect. And what I was thinking about this sentence, the heart meets up with the intellect. You know how sometimes you think that you follow your heart, but you follow your emotions, and at a point you kind of realize with your mind that maybe your initial emotions were not the right thing. And then when the two comes together, it becomes very hard, because it's a mix of your mind that's starting to see clearly and your emotions, and you start to realize that maybe your emotions weren't clear at the beginning, and you are in a state of shock, deception, grief, and it's just a big feeling that overwhelms you. And I think most of us know what this card feels like, and if you don't, you're probably just too young. So let's take a look. Wounds heal when they are treated properly. So take care of yourself when you face this card and start to heal your wounds. Do some self-care. The composition of the card. Together, the swords and the heart form the interface which joins the heart with the intellect. From a psychological point of view, this represents the basis of consciousness. In practice, this means getting to the point. The clouds, rain, fog, uncertainty. The shading in the card could represent rain, and this book says that the shading in the card can represent a mirror, which is interesting. The proportions. In comparison with the rest, the heart is shown large while the swords are rather small. You have a big heart, be proud of it. The shading could represent the rain. Ancient times, the rain has also been seen as a bond between heaven and earth. So hopefully this rain is coming to wash off your emotions and to slowly heal you. A very hard card to face for sure. And the 78 Degrees of Wisdom meaning for this card. And here's our Three of Swords. Sorrow. To true sorrow, we can make only one response. Take the pain into our hearts, accept it, and go beyond it. We must not push the pain away from us, but somehow take it deep inside until it becomes transformed by courage and love. Some of the reversed meanings. So for me, once I saw this card reversed, and for me it's almost as if the swords were dropping from the card, so the card was healing and no longer wounded. But that's how I saw it in the reading. Let's see what Pollack says. The healing process becomes blocked when we fight acceptance If something in life appears too painful, we may push it away, try not to think about it, and avoid any reminders, such an attitude keeps the pain forever within us. Let's look at the tarot coloring book, some of the meanings. When the Three of Swords is reversed, it's a sign of healing. The storm has passed, now you can get on with the business of life. Recovery, a person who refuses to accept an ending because they do not want to feel the pain. Now that's an interesting one. A person who refuses to accept an ending because they don't want to feel pain. So it all depends how you see it and of the other cards around, and how you will interpret this card for yourself. So quite happy to be done with this one. Although it's a beautiful card and many people have tattoos with this card, and there's earrings that are being sold with this card, and I'm like, and t-shirts, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna wear this one, thanks. Next one, our card of the dead person, or the monument, or the sleeping person, depends how you see it. The Four of Swords is coming for next week. Stay tuned.